Good evening, and welcome to the official commencement of Central High School's class of 2022. I am Principal Testoni, and it is my honor and privilege to serve as today's Master of Ceremonies. I want to thank our audience members for joining us today as we celebrate this very special class. I'd also like to thank members of our faculty, stage participants, and the fine Convocation Center staff who are here to help us celebrate. Most importantly, I want to thank the Central High School class of 2022 for being the incredibly special students and leaders you are. Much of your experience as a student at CHS has been characterized by uncertainty. A global pandemic rocked the world you grew up knowing. And despite this, you are the class that helped us return to normal. Your resilience has been commendable, and your continued optimism for the future has been inspirational. Tonight is your night. I believe I can safely speak on behalf of the audience that we are all so very proud of you and have waited in eager anticipation to watch you walk across this stage. So now, with those thoughts in mind, I'd like to officially start our ceremony by inviting all of our audience members and graduates to rise for the playing of our national anthem, performed by the Central High School Band under the direction of Jim Strike. Thank you, Big Blue Band of Pride. Please be seated. Before we continue with the main event for the evening, I want to take a moment to recognize two individuals who will be celebrating our graduates for the last time. This year, we have two members of the CHS faculty who will be joining the class of 2022 in their departure as retiring members of the CHS family. Mrs. Horvath, please stand and be recognized. Mrs. Horvath has served the district for 22 years. She has served as a valuable member of the Foreign Language Department and has sponsored numerous activities. Please join me in congratulating Ellen Horvath on her retirement and in thanking her for her commitment to our students, staff, and community. Thank you, Mrs. Horvath. Mrs. Sims, please stand and be recognized. Mrs. Sims has served the district for 28 years. During this time, she has served as a valuable member of the science department. In recent years, she has been a curricular leader for those who teach biology within the department. Please join me again in congratulating Deb Sims on her retirement and in thanking her for her commitment to our students, staff, and community. Thank you, Mrs. Sims. Each year, we open our ceremony with a formal welcome and recognition from members of our senior class. This honor is bestowed upon those who have been elected as officers of Executive Student Council and the senior class. Please welcome to the podium Executive Student Council Vice President Tanya Fedak and Senior Class President Abby Rossborough to recognize this year's graduating class of 2022.
Good evening, esteemed faculty and families of my fellow graduates. It's an honor to be standing up here today to provide the formal welcome as the Vice President of the Executive Board of Student Council. Today is a very exciting day. From this moment forward, our time at Central High School now signifies mere moments of our past. We are now able to say that we once went to high school with each other, that at one point in time, we knew each other. Today, we get to say goodbye, not only to each other, but to the life that we have known for the past 18 years. There will be no more driving to school with your friends at 7 in the morning, or small talk with Janice when you arrive late. There will be no more Bosco sticks, weekday visits to your grandparents, or nights spent with your parents after a hard day at school. It's horrifying, but it's beautiful, because in order to begin a new chapter of our lives, we must close the one that came before. This past month has seemed a bit weird, though, because as kids, we all dreamed of the day that we get to grow up. But being here today, one significant step closer to adulthood, I wish that I could go back in time and cherish these past 4 years and realize that my time at Central wouldn't be remembered by a number in the gradebook. I also wish that I would have been a little nicer to dear old Mr. Semin. We can't get that time back, but fortunately we have been given the opportunity to try again, this time with more freedom and opportunity before us. As a class, we've endured a lot, and one might say that we've aged well. In the face of obstacles, we persevered. That's the reason that we're standing here today. But we couldn't have done it alone. It's important that we remember who helped us along the way. So I would like to take this time to thank the custodians and lunch ladies who ensured that we had a place to receive our education, as well as the supportive faculty and students who allowed us to grow. I would also like to thank Mr. Semin and Mrs. McGuire, who oversaw the Executive Board of Student Council, as well as Executive Treasurer Zach Lickner, Executive Secretary Molly Schaefer, and Executive President, the ever so intelligent Aisha Salwan, who you'll be hearing as Salutatorian shortly. I'm so fortunate to have been able to work with these incredible individuals this past year, and I'm so proud of the work that we've produced together. I would now like to close with a quote from esteemed philosopher Nicki Minaj. Refuse to lose, refuse to be defeated, refuse to have regrets. May this carry with you as you begin this next chapter of your life, and whatever you do, make sure it's something that you're proud of. Thank you.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and fellow graduates. My name is Abby Rossborough, and it is my honor to be able to present a very special senior recognition. 13 long years ago, we began our academic journeys, looking forward to the future saying, 2022 seems like forever away. Now, here we are sitting in NIU's stadium, waiting for our names to be called, waiting for a slip of paper to be placed into our hands, waiting to be done with our high school careers. For many of us, this diploma represents the next step in our education as we move forward onto universities across the country, military services that allow us to see the world, and community colleges granting unique professional degrees that lead to career opportunities. But let's not forget the educational foundation Burlington Central has provided to us. As we gather to celebrate this great accomplishment, surrounded by all those people who have taught and inspired us throughout our lives, I would like to express my appreciation towards every faculty member at Central. Thank you all for creating a safe and educational environment that allowed us all to flourish. Thank you all for making these past 4 years memorable and nothing less than thrilling. And as always, it's a great day to be a Rocket.
Thank you, Tanya and Abby. How about another round of applause for these impressive young graduates? At this time, I ask that senior members of the chorale please join the rest of the chorale by the stage. Each year, a musical piece is prepared to help celebrate the graduating class. Corner of the Sky is from the Broadway musical, Pippin. This is a story which presents the idea that everyone has their own corner of the sky, a calling for something they are meant to do, a fitting tribute to the class of 2022. So now, under the direction of Mr. Jordan Pedigo, the CHS Chorale will perform Corner of the Sky.
Everything has its season.
Thank you, CHS Corral, for another outstanding performance. At each year's commencement, CHS acknowledges those who have served in the United States military. At this time, I ask audience members, staff members, and stage participants who are veterans of the armed forces to stand and be recognized for your service, and please remain standing. Please remain standing, veterans. This year, several of our graduates have committed to service in the United States military. Many of our Central students move on to a post-secondary experience which calls them to college or the workforce. These graduates, however, have committed themselves to service in one of the branches of the United States military. Their time and experience in Central 301 have helped them become ready for this responsibility. At this time, I ask the members of the class of 2022 who have made a commitment to service in the military following graduation, please stand and join our veterans to be recognized. Thank you all for your commitment to our community and country. You may be seated. Every year prior to graduation, seniors who receive the highest academic and extracurricular honors are invited to a senior recognition ceremony. During this ceremony, seniors who receive these awards are recognized in front of their peers, family, and community. This year, there were several of these seniors who were not able to attend their senior recognition ceremony due to competition schedules and conflicts. As this is the first year back to our normal graduation setting in a while, we thought it would be appropriate to acknowledge these students prior to their final commencement. Seniors, when I call your name, please stand to be recognized and remain standing until all names have been read. Our first seniors have been awarded the IHSA State and Fox Valley Conference Honors. Yusuf Beg, Ishan Dahani, Matt Ishu, Ashley Gaska, Maya Guskoria, Lauren Knief. I apologize, let me start with the last two. Ashley Gaska was a 4-year varsity letter recipient, and Lauren Knief was also a 4-year varsity letter recipient. Joining them as 4-year varsity letter recipients are Luciano Matello, Benjamin Peterson, The next group of students have been awarded the IHSA State and Fox Valley Conference Honors, as well as four-year varsity letter recipients. This is Maya Guscoria, Cody Leone, Robert Perry, and Haley Rutke. Our next honor graduate is graduating tonight cum laude, has been awarded the IHSA State and Fox Valley Conference Honors, and is this year's CHS Athlete of the Year, Gavin Sarvis. And last but definitely not least, the next graduate is graduating tonight, summa cum laude, is an Illinois State Scholar, has earned the President's Education Award, has been awarded the IHSA State and Fox Valley Conference Honors, is the Larry White Award recipient, a four-year varsity letter recipient, our first 12 varsity letter recipient in over a decade, and also the Jacob Frazier Memorial recipient. Congratulations, Zach Schmidt. And I did it again, I apologize. So you guys can sit down, I have a few more. The pages got stuck. Zach Schultz, please stand. Zach is graduating cum laude tonight, has received the IHSA State and Fox Valley Conference Honors. Andrew Seiler is an Illinois State Scholar, President's Education Award recipient, and the IHSA State and Fox Valley Conference Honors recipient. Sydney Texa is a four-year varsity letter recipient. And Ethan Welsh is graduating cum laude tonight and is also a recipient of the IHSA State and Fox Valley Conference Honors. It was very important this year as we returned back to normal that none of our seniors missed out on anything else. You've missed out on so much so far. So with that, to continue our award ceremony, Central High School is proud of the academic achievements of the graduating class of 2022. The students sitting before you tonight have all worked very hard to earn the privilege of being recognized this evening. Many of our students have even gone above and beyond the expectations for graduation. Please welcome Assistant Principal Stephen Books to the podium to recognize these special students.
Congratulations, Rocket Seniors. We are all very proud of you. Students graduating cum laude have not only met graduation requirements set forth by the Board of Education, but have exceeded them. Students graduating cum laude will be graduating tonight with distinction. This distinction is awarded to students who have graduated with a cumulative GPA of 3.4 to 3.74. To signify this distinction, students who have achieved this are adorned tonight with a white tassel. At this time, I ask that all graduates who will be graduating cum laude please stand to be recognized. Our next level of distinction is awarded to students who have graduated magna cum laude. These students have graduated with cumulative GPA of 3.75 to 4.0 and are recognized as graduating with great distinction. To signify that they are graduating with great distinction, these students are adorned tonight with a silver cord and a white tassel. At this time, I ask all graduates who will be graduating magna cum laude, please stand to be recognized. Finally, the highest level of distinction is awarded to students who have graduated summa cum laude. These students have graduated with a cumulative GPA higher than 4.0. To signify that they are graduating with the highest distinction, these students are adorned tonight with a white stole and a gold tassel. At this time, I ask all graduates who will be graduating summa cum laude to please stand to be recognized. Congratulations to all of our students who have graduated with high honors.
Thank you, Assistant Principal Books, and congratulations to all of our students who are graduating with distinction. In keeping with our Central High School tradition, our Salutatorian and Valedictorian each year are asked to select a member of the faculty to formally introduce them at commencement. And so, to introduce this year's Salutatorian, please welcome to the podium, Mr. David Semin.
Before I formally introduce this year's salutatorian, Aisha Salwan, I'd like this year's senior class to give themselves a round of applause. You made my job so much easier and a whole lot more enjoyable. Good evening and welcome. My name is David Semin, and I'm more than honored to introduce this year's salutatorian, Aisha Salwan. This introduction may be a little bit different than most, as at the start and end, it will be a little bit interactive. As a social science, specifically sociology teacher, I rely on student input, and answers are not always absolute. And I know this probably drives the math and science teachers crazy. The one thing that is absolute in sociology is the norms we see in society. Aisha, what is a norm?
Predictable behavior.
Would you say the start of this introduction is a norm? Is this the typical introduction for a salutatorian?
No, I feel very awkward right now.
Aisha, to quote one of your favorite books / movies, Twilight, and I quote, "I'm just going to do what I want now and let the chips fall where they may." Seriously, Aisha, Twilight? And remember, you picked me. This introduction serves two purposes. It allows me to see how I fared as a teacher. It also allows Aisha to know what it feels like to have thousands of eyes staring at you. It gives her a chance to feel as I deliver this introduction, with so many eyes watching, especially since I don't want to let Aisha down. How can I possibly come up with a speech worthy of Aisha's great talents? As you stand with me, Aisha, what societal concept are you experiencing?
Empathy.
Aisha, you are correct. It is empathy. Empathy is the foundation of sociology. It's putting yourself in someone else's shoes and trying to understand what they're feeling. I know a few, if any, who have more empathy than Aisha. And right about now, Aisha's saying, "Why did I pick this guy to deliver my introduction?" Don't worry, Aisha. It gets better. I was watching a news show several years ago featuring a student from another country. He made a statement, first in one foreign language, then in another foreign language. Then he finally made the statement in English. As a teacher, I felt like I'd been kicked in the gut. His statement was, "I feel bad for American students. They aren't very educated." Well, he obviously never had the chance to meet Aisha. Aisha is fluent in 2 languages and proficient in another. Aisha placed in the worldwide youth science and engineering competition and was the regional winner in chemistry. Aisha scored a 1540 on her SAT and will be attending Northwestern. Go Cats. She's on the pre-med track as she plans on majoring in neuroscience and minoring in psychology. So much for not being very educated. I was almost surprised that Aisha chose me as the teacher to introduce her as this year's salutatorian. Let's go through the list. Aisha is engaging. I'm reserved. Aisha is caring toward others. I am too, but not as much. Aisha reflects on questions and has deep thoughts. Let's move on. We've only known each other for a year and a half, but in retrospect, that year and a half feels much longer in a good way. Aisha was our student council president, of which I am one of the supervisors, along with Miss McGuire. I know Aisha would want me to mention Miss McGuire. Yeah, go ahead, go give her a hug. I know you want to. Also, a special shout out to Leah Garcia and Jenna Johnson, who are next to Aisha in the front row of what will go down as one of my favorite classes of all time. I know Aisha won't mind the shout out to other teachers and students, as she's one of the most giving people I've ever met. She's given her time to numerous medical and dental centers, not only to prepare herself for a future career, but also simply to help institutions that are in need of volunteers. That's who she is. When Aisha provided me with her list of accomplishments, I was both humbled and intimidated. Her GPA was 4.4 weighted and 4.0 unweighted. My first thought was, wow, that's almost double what my college GPA was. Dr. Stern, Principal Testoni, that was a joke. Ha 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 ha. Aisha's accomplishments made me think back to how we were socialized. One last time, Aisha. What are the institutions that socialize us? What institutions teach us how to participate and act within society?
Family, media, religion, and friends.
Friends, exactly. And that is what we have become and always will be. Aisha, please step to the podium and deliver your speech as salutatorian for the class of 2022.
As Abby Lee Miller of Dance Mom says, second place is the first to lose. Jokes aside, I am extremely honored to be standing here as your salutatorian. It is my pleasure to welcome families, friends, faculty, and fellow members of the class of 2022 to Central High School's graduation. Every one of you has made an impact on the graduates who sit here today. I stand here before you to look back on 4 years of legacy we have created together. I could spend my entire speech thanking all the people that contributed to my success, but to keep your attention, I'll only name a few. First of all, thank you, Mr. Semin, for not only introducing me today, but for always putting a smile on my face. I hate that I no longer have the option to barge into both your and Miss McGuire's rooms just to say hi. Even though we endlessly banter back and forth, I hope you know I'm truly grateful for you. 6-period sociology and impromptu student council meetings quickly became the highlight of my day. Thank you to our amazing faculty for inculcating an environment in which we were able to learn and grow. And thank you to Mr. Testoni for helping me through this whole process. A huge thank you to my older sister, my Didi Ambika. Growing up, you would always tease that I wouldn't have a personality if it wasn't for you. Although that used to send me sobbing to mom, I will now admit that it's 100% true because you're my role model in everything I do. Every day I try to emulate the confidence and care you show for others in hopes that one day I'll be as awesome as you are. And like you said 3 years ago on this very stage, I'll always be your baby. Dad, I always joke that you're obsessed with me. Let me be clear, I don't redact that statement, but I don't think I ever thank you for being obsessed with me. I appreciate your intelligence, your undivided focus on my success, and your guidance. You've held my hand every step of the way. I'll always be your little girl. A quote from a book I was reading reminded me of my mom. You don't have to make yourself okay for a good mother. A good mother makes herself okay for you. I never felt pressure to stop crying or to explain myself to you, Mom. I love you. My dad told me that in his favorite show, Mad Men, nostalgia is defined as pain from an old wound. For some of us in District 301, it has been a 13-year journey, and feeling that bittersweet pain is inevitable. I know I'm gonna miss the stupid little things. I'm gonna miss sprinting to the lunchroom on Bosco Stick Day. I'm gonna miss hearing it's a great day to be a rocket at 7:15 every morning. I'm gonna miss the war zone that the parking lot turns into at 2:46. But most of all, I'm gonna miss the idea of high school. The high school we grew up hearing about and the high school that plagues all coming-of-age movies. But the thing is, movies always end with graduation. And for us, it's just the start. I've noticed that the moments you seem to remember are the ones that seem insignificant when experiencing them. I'll remember playing volleyball with Sophia, my best friend of 9 years. I'll remember watching Twilight for the 50th time with Leah. I'll also remember crying for the 50th time over calculus with Molly. It's easy to get lost in remembering these moments. I think about the phrases that we hear older people saying. When I was young, in my day, and music was so much better back then, juxtaposed to the things we hear younger people say. When I'm older, when I'm on my own, young people, obviously, eventually turn into old people, but can't seem to have the foresight to enjoy what they have when they have it. Similarly, we place time stipulations. When I graduate, I'm going to be more carefree. When I graduate, I'm going to be more disciplined. It's like we're always unsatisfied and waiting to live. I know what you're thinking. What does this 18-year-old girl know about time? Not much, obviously, but what I do know is that some things scare me. I'm scared of my friends turning into the people I used to know. I'm scared of the place I call home becoming merely my parents' house, and a gross dorm room becoming my new home. I'm scared of feeling like I'm alive and not living. I'm scared of being scared. But I realize that a certain level of fear is good, because it means I have something worthwhile to be scared about. So whatever you are afraid of, think about how not being afraid could be worse. I think as insecure teenagers, we are prone to feeling like we aren't enough. Whether these feelings of inadequacy derive from your parents, friends, or even yourself, the question arises, what constitutes as enough? The question, however, is unanswerable because being sufficient is dependent on what someone deems as sufficient. So how could something so subjective be the reason for me literally crying myself to sleep? Being enough doesn't mean that you are the final product unneeded of change. It means that you don't need to strive to be more acceptable in others' eyes. As cliche as it sounds, we are the new generation. We not only have an opportunity to foster change, but in some ways, we have an obligation to implement change. We like to think of ourselves as extraneous in a lot of situations. You don't need lower insulin prices until you do. Controlling ever-rising college tuition isn't of importance until you have kids. The potential overturning of Roe v. Wade isn't gut-wrenchingly horrible until it is. Because we are now of voting age, it is important to be an involved citizen, no matter what beliefs we hold. As Janice Ian from the cinematic masterpiece Mean Girls once said, there are two kinds of evil people in this world, those who do evil stuff and those who see evil stuff being done and don't try to stop it. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel like I'm graduating as a sophomore. Unlike many other graduating classes, we were forced to attend school online for a long time, which unfortunately robbed us of many rites of passage. However, we are lucky that we are back from our little hiatus and are able to sit here in good health. Looking around the room, this is the last time you'll see a majority of these faces. For some people, that might be the source of comfort, while for others, it's really, really sad. For any of you still listening to me blab on, I just wanted to say that today is your day. I hope you are proud of all that you've accomplished because it's impressive. I hope you are never waiting to live because the time is now. I hope you never feel like you aren't enough because you are. I hope you remember what it feels like to be a part of Central High School's class of 2022 because no one else can say they do. Well, except the 125 other Central High Schools around the country, but you get the sentiment. To end this, I would like to quote our 5th grade selves signing Hags, "Have a great summer," in each other's yearbooks, but with one alteration. Have a great life. Thank you.
And now, to introduce this year's valedictorian, please welcome to the podium, Miss Zandra McGuire.
$15.40, 4.4460, 555, 553. Good evening. My name is Zandra McGuire, and I'm honored, humbled, and grateful to introduce this year's valedictorian, Miriam Joffrey. These numbers represent some of Miriam's academic achievements. The last 6 numbers represent College Board Advanced Placement tests that Miriam took during her first 3 years. A 5 is the highest score that one can achieve. This year, Miriam took 6 AP college courses, and we won't know her results until July. Miriam's academic history is an impressive piece of her character. As I reflected on my own experiences as her AP government teacher, as her yearbook sponsor, as her student council sponsor, the following come to mind. Are you ready for them? Humble, responsible, academic, excellence, thoughtful, committed, hardworking, driven, dedicated, resilient. As I talked to her friends, they came up with the following character traits: optimistic, motivated, practical, and cherished. Miriam is a person who brings people together and will, despite every challenge, she will persevere and overcome anything in her way. Asna and Fizza shared a story with me regarding the color run last year. And if you guys remember, this was during an epidemic. Everybody wore masks because it was mandatory. It was extremely challenging. Supplies were short. It was hard to contact people. Due to COVID, they were faced with many challenges during the protocols that were in place at the time. But everybody was ready to give up, but not Miriam. She wouldn't let the group give up. She was strong, she was patient, she was resourceful. She began calling and searching everywhere for the supplies. Everything did finally come together. Communication did go out, and 150 people showed up for the color run. In fact, they earned over $2,000 that went to the National Alliance on Mental Illness in Kane County. Miriam and her fellow officers proved that they were able to adapt and achieve. Miriam has not only impacted her friends, but has impacted the staff here at CHS as well. Mrs. Zagorski, our service club advisor, quoted Shakespeare to depict Miriam. Though she be but little, she is fierce, optimistic, responsible, committed, resilient. For the last 3 years, Miriam's played a vital role in the yearbook club. Each year, we need an army of staff and committed individuals that are willing to work really hard. And Miriam's always been the mentor and a lead editor. She oversees theme development and the overall content and design of the book. One of her more challenging roles is to recruit, manage, and motivate the other staff members. Publishing the yearbook is a major responsibility and a lot of work every year. Miriam would say, we need a few more people. And every year she would say, what are you going to do without Fizza, Asna, and myself? And every year I would be a little worried. This year, though, we did assemble an amazing team. And what I appreciate about Miriam is that she sought out the opinions of this new group. She was patient, she listened, she considered points of views before making any decisions. She always, always made everyone feel valued, respected, and listened to. In addition, though, to Service Club and Yearbook Committee, Miriam holds leadership roles in 8 other clubs throughout the building. Diversity Club, for example, the National Honor Society is another one. Last summer, she immersed herself in the Girls Who Code Summer Immersion Program, and if that wasn't enough, she held an internship with the Elgin Water Department as working with their chief engineer. As you can see, she's a born leader. She takes the initiative. She truly, truly makes a difference in the Central High School community. Thoughtful, motivated, dedicated, humble. Tonight, Miriam sits among her talented, accomplished, remarkable peers, all of you, as first in her class. And when she crosses the stage this evening, she will do so having earned a 4.4464 GPA. Miriam has dedicated herself to attend Notre Dame University, and she'll be studying environmental engineering, where she earned 3 separate scholarships, which are a reflection of her hard work and accomplishments. So well deserved, Miriam. I have no doubt that Miriam will be a tremendous model for those around her. I have no doubt that Miriam will be ready to tackle the rigorous and challenging opportunities that await her. I have no doubt that Miriam will continue to push herself, to continue growing and developing. And I have no doubt that Miriam will go on to attain more recognition and more accolades in the next chapters of her life. And I have no doubt we will miss you tremendously, Miriam. Academic excellence, hardworking, driven. We are so proud and thankful to be sending someone like you out in the world, Miriam. Cherished. Miriam is a big Taylor Swift fan, so it would be appropriate for me to end or close my speech with a quote. Don't you see the starlight? Don't you dream impossible things? This reminds us not to be afraid to have unrealistic dreams for our lives. It will always keep us aiming high. Now, Miriam, go do tremendous things at Notre Dame. Congratulations, the first in her class.
Good evening, faculty, friends, and family, for gathering here to celebrate this special day. Usually, during these speeches, we thank those who helped us get here. But this year, it's especially important to thank those who made gathering here today even possible. Thank you to the custodians who had to adapt and work harder than ever so that students could return to school safely. Thank you to the administration that had to figure out new schedules and procedures to adapt to COVID policies and tried their best to give us as normal a year as possible. Thank you to the teachers who had to adapt to new ways of instruction, using new tools and teaching kids both in school and at home. Thank you to the families who supported their kids during this tumultuous time. I know it wasn't easy. I'd like to specifically thank my family as well. Thank you to my cousins, my aunt, and my grandparents for being here right now. Thank you to my dad for always being there for me, even when we were fighting. Thank you to my brother for always trying to make me feel better. And thank you to my mom for helping me whenever I needed her, and even when I didn't. It's because of their unwavering support that I'm up here right now. Thank you to my friends for helping me out. I literally would not have gotten through AP Spanish without your guys' help. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of us for being here right now. That path wasn't the same for everyone, but everyone worked hard to be able to be here right now. As I end my high school career, I keep looking back. When I was in 3rd grade, I was the tallest girl in my class. I felt so special, and I just knew that one day I was going to be as tall as my parents. Well, I ended up falling short, literally, of the goal. I was disappointed with my height because my expectations of the future turned out to be wrong. We all have expectations that turn out to be completely wrong. If we had asked our 8th grade selves if the next 4 years were going to be normal, they'd probably be confused by the very question. I mean, we all just assumed that the next 4 years would be. But suddenly, during our sophomore year, we were leaving school for 2 weeks, which turned into 2 months, which turned into what felt like 2 years before we ever got back to school normally. Who knows what we'll get wrong about the next 4 years?
It's not just our expectations that may fall short of real life, but our goals and our dreams might end up being completely different. While we were worrying as freshmen on how we'd ever get as wise as the seniors back then, and worried about the clubs and friends and classes, we looked and continue to look to the future with the duality of fear and hope. But I have some solutions to help us get us through whatever life throws at us. First, we can pretend. As we try to adapt to new situations, there's the cliche, fake it till you make it. Let me give you an example. Right now, I'm pretending that I'm an extroverted speaker who loves to talk to large crowds. And if you ask my friends, family, teachers, and pretty much anyone who's ever talked to me, they can tell you that that is very false. But if I let the fear consume me, I wouldn't be speaking right now. And if we let the fear consume us and make us think we're not good enough, then we'll never create the impact we want. Second, we can keep pushing to reach the goal, no matter what obstacles come in our way. I discovered a way to reach my dream height, heels. I found my solution. Similarly, when we were stuck at home and then at school in a weird limbo, we pushed to have a normal year by utilizing Google Meets and FaceTime. So even when we're stuck inches before the finish line, we can still reach our goal. We just need to keep going. The next solution is to redirect our course of action. Most of our journeys will not be linear, and that's okay. It's okay to change what you want to do. I'm sure that half of our goals for our lives will change. And now, while I know we're all worried about the future and the uncertainties that lie ahead, I know that we can overcome any obstacle in our future because we have faced so much that adaptation is in our blood now. I mean, we had to go to school during a pandemic. At that point, I don't think college is going to be as scary as leaving school and not coming back for months. Finally, and what I think is the best solution, is to stop trying to predict the future. Keep your goals and your wishes and your expectations, but realize that the best thing we can do is to stay in the moment. The past 4 years have shown us that the only constant in our lives is uncertainty. We have no idea what the next 4 years could possibly bring. So don't focus so much on the future that you forget about the present. As Ferris Bueller said, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. We had a lot of big moments in our high school career, but my favorite moments come from this year, when we finally got to be together again. From having a homecoming and assembly outside to finally getting a prom, decorating the halls and seeing everyone's faces in them. It's cliche to say how quickly time flies by, but it's true, and I'm so happy that we all got to have these memories together. We have plenty of time to worry about life after high school, but right now, let's just stop and celebrate this moment. So let's stop and look around. Congratulations to the class of 2022.
How about one last round of applause for Miriam and Aisha? Members of the Board of Education and Superintendent Stern, as principal of Central High School, I certify that the members of the class of 2022 presented this day have met all of the requirements for graduation as stipulated by the District 301 Board of Education. Therefore, I proudly recommend that they be presented with their diplomas memorializing this achievement. And to accept this formal certification of the class of 2022, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. Todd Stern, Superintendent of Schools.
Thank you, Principal Testoni. Let's start with another round of applause for the class of 2022. Good evening and congratulations to you, the Central High School class of 2022. Each Central 301 graduating class before you has left a lasting legacy in the history of 301 and carry with them lifelong memories of their time in school. Starting in March of 2020, your school experience changed in a way that no one anticipated. You have lived through many disruptions to what would be considered normal school years. But you have persevered through it all, and you have the opportunity to celebrate this special day in person and without restrictions. That's worth something right there. In spite of the many and various challenges life has thrown at you, you have adapted and overcame them. Overcoming challenges is vital to your long-term success, and I am confident that you will continue to meet challenges with a positive resolve throughout your life. A thank you is in order to our faculty for providing an excellent educational experience for each of you. I wish a warm welcome to parents and honored guests joining us today. Thank you, Principal Testoni, for the introduction, and thank you for the outstanding job you as the faculty have done in preparing these graduates. On behalf of the Board of Education and the community that is Central 301, I formally accept this, the class of 2022. Congratulations. Through your 4 years at Central High School, you have exemplified what it means to be a Central Rocket. You have accomplished much in your years at Central Schools, and now that chapter is coming to a close. You should be excited for the new chapter in your life to unfold. Whether you attend college, vocational school, join the armed forces, or enter the workforce, your Central experiences have helped shape your future and equipped you with the skills to take on a leader's role in your family, in your vocation, and in your community. I would like to express how proud I am to be associated with such an outstanding group of graduates. The supportive community of families and staff in Central 301 provided you with the opportunities to learn. It was the educational opportunities you experienced in both curricular and extracurricular areas that made it possible for you to have the success you have experienced during your years at Central Schools. I hope you take with you many of the fond memories of your time in Central. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Stern. All right, we have reached that time in our ceremony during which we will award diplomas to the members of the class of 2022. As student names are read, we ask that your applause be brief and appropriate so that every student's name can be heard. Following the ceremony, our seniors will march out to the music of their class song, being led out by our junior attendants and teachers. We ask that everyone remain seated until the faculty and seniors and stage participants have exited the arena. Following the recessional, students will meet families outside of the arena after being congratulated by staff members backstage. At this time, I invite our commencement readers to their podiums. Each year, 2 CHS teachers are chosen by the senior class to formally read the names of graduates as they cross the stage. Please give a warm welcome to Mrs. Tanya Helzel and Mr. Tom Davies. Junior attendants, you may take your positions. Would the first row of graduates please rise and make your way to the stage?
Evan Jensen Milbrandt.
Sammy Abermashon.
I'm good. Audrelina Annalise Olisea.
Sean Michael Adkerson.
Rohan Sudhir Amin.
Saif Ahmad Afif.
Michael Anan Apo.
Elena Elizabeth Alvarez.
Ashley Arroyo.
Sophia Noel Anthony.
Travis Saya Atkins.
Eliana Elizabeth Arcos.
Jahir Baez.
Asna Asif.
Yusuf Beg.
Joseph Anthony Badillo.
John Bond.
Shaunav Verma Baga.
Haley Shirley Bart.
Luke Robert Ballantyne.
Eric William Beeman.
Hannah Elizabeth Berry.
Nathaniel Rosario Benitez.
Sophia Sidney Battaglia.
Jory Lynn Bergarachi.
Alyssa Michelle Becker.
Hunter Boone Bertoncini.
Skylar Bray Bergeron.
Atish Naren Bugaglia.
Anthony Joseph Bertoncini.
Cassidy Ann Biedenbach.
Jasmine Joe Betancourt.
Riley Ann Michelle Bowman.
Sohan Naren Bungalia.
Jillian Nicole Bramer.
Elena Kate Bonietti.
Cody Phoenix Bruce.
Leela Joy Braid.
Jose Burciaga.
Nathan James Brown.
Christian Radel Cabral.
Samuel Robert Buckman.
Rebecca Jacqueline Karani.
Robert James Burke.
Kyle Anthony Carlson.
Dylan Raymond Cagle.
Alexander Michael Carroll.
Caesar Cardona.
Omar Jose Castillo Cifuentes.
Nicholas Edward Carpenter.
Alisa Chantana.
Carl Philip Quesada IV.
Chloe Ray Childs Troutman.
Ava Xiaoyu Castle.
To honor our next graduate, please hold your applause. Grace Elizabeth Turnberg.
Taylor Jasmine Charles.
Brady Michael Sigrand.
Seamus Edward Childs Troutman.
Josette Coloma.
Manuel Colon.
Nathan Andrew Considine.
Madeline Page Cook.
Emma Johanna Corcoran.
Abigail Elizabeth Cornwell.
Heather Marie Crary.
Alexander Frederick Cotton.
Claire Dye.
Kelly Ann De Leon Empleo.
Isabella Marie David.
Aiden John Dorn.
Russell Peralta de Leon.
Dayon Drasco.
Bryce Carmichael Delalis.
Sam Allen Duzler.
Ishan D. Dahani.
Riley Lynn Duval.
Emil Emmanuel Dewald.
Jasmine Raquel Edwards.
Tegan James Donegan.
Stephanie Joanne Eichler.
Robin Ashley Dobeck.
Dana Marie Engstrom.
Colin Michael Dubin.
Matthew John Ishu.
Elijah Darwin Dumlau.
Chase Anthony Davenport.
Aaliyah Andrea Edwards.
Karina Gialissi De La Cruz.
Warsami Rashid Iga.
Daniel Henry De La Cruz.
John Alexander Eltsroth.
Abigail Therese Duvall.
Casey Lee Engberg.
Tessa Rain D. Domenico.
Jesus Escobar.
Joseph John DiMaggio.
Ashley Kathleen Esposito.
Mason Robert Eric.
Musa Baram Fall.
Kyle Michael Farmer.
Omar Udin Faruqi.
Ava Grace Farrell.
Tanya Alexandra Fedak.
Mason Joshua Freeman.
Natalie Janelle Gomez.
Saria Madukar Gangavarapu.
Abasai Garcia.
Alejandro Garcia.
Fabian Garcia.
Leah Gabrielle Garcia.
Ashley Gasca.
Justin Patrick Janens.
Alexia Marissa Gill.
Jacob Robert Glazik.
Giovanni Gonzalez Baez.
James Logan James Good.
Samara Nevea Granger.
Dylan Alexander Grenert.
Eric Emilio Guerrero Guzman.
Maya Amelia Gushora.
Nana Ama Surwa Jemfi.
Amira Rose Hamdani.
Tyler Spencer Haynes.
Amir Ahmed Hassan.
Jonah Mark Hamill.
Savannah Loren Heiniger.
Samantha Rose Harbeck.
Owen Matthew Hensler.
Kayla Elizabeth Haynes.
Brooke Elizabeth Hermanson.
Calliope Mary Henderson.
Katrina Suzanne Hoffman.
Liberty Snow Jaiya Her.
Raiden Keiji Hoshina.
Kyle Patrick Hermanson.
Vanessa Wichapa.
Caitlin Mary Hooker.
Peyton Josiah Isola.
Noah Michael Hubener.
Remy Joshua James.
Dylan Thomas Hunt.
Caleb Warren Howe.
Ethan Charles Hutchcroft.
Jenna Patricia Ray Johnson.
Miriam Batul Joffrey.
Mark Samuel Judnick.
Haley Ann Jemrozik.
Jordan Elise Carner.
Brianna Jo Rose Johnson.
Emma Joy Keeney.
Paul Gentoli Johnston.
Fiza Nuvera Kwaja.
Kiraki Karavasis.
Nathan Thomas Kim.
Isa Ahmed Kazim.
Marissa Nicole Katarba.
Emma Ryan Kerr.
Jude Valentine Krieger.
Lauren Elizabeth Kneath.
Savannah Ray Lahulier.
Keanu Takeo Kono.
Allison Lauren LeBeau.
Lena Sophia Kyriazis.
Jacob Tyler Letterly.
Gia Yvette Labadesa.
Ethan John Legard.
Zachary Edward Lawrence.
Nathan John Light.
Aiden Thomas Lee.
Barrett Anthony Lewis.
Aaron William Light.
Haley Elizabeth Lima.
Cody John Leon.
Cody Mario Maestas.
Zachary William Lickner.
Shannon Colleen Mahoney.
Alexandra Margaret Macias.
Tyson Russell Malik.
Ireland Rose Mahoney.
Kevin Lee McCoy.
Nathan George Majewski.
Daria Jagar Mehta.
Frank James Mazziota.
David Mendoza.
Adamadel Navarro Medriano.
Allison Florence Meyer.
Amanda K. Marie Melton.
Riley Jean Mickelson.
Luciano Metallo.
Madeline Grace Monachino.
Lucas Daniel Meyer.
Jessica Ashley Murillo.
Lucas James Moldenhauer.
Timothy Robert Myers.
Megan Alexandra Morales.
Luke Maurice Nazarowski.
Alyssa Jada Murphy.
Benjamin Brogan Nieves.
Maya Lee Malat.
Avery Lane O'Neill.
Reese Ann Navarez.
Josiah Luis Ortiz.
Elena Joy Neufeld.
Kyra Gail Palau.
Isabel Dorothy Oberhaus.
Brianna Nicole Parrish.
Jocelyn Michelle Olage.
Neelay C. Patel.
Alfredo Ortiz Jr.
Vishvam Dharmendra Patel.
Sarah Elizabeth Pagels.
Isabel Paige Patterson.
Ariana Panzarino.
Gabriel Joseph Peterson.
Dia Mihir Patel.
Diamond Lachey Pentecost.
Ishan C. Patel.
Robert Matthew Perry.
Cameron John Sai Pathana.
Lillian Rose Phillips.
Tyler Richard Payton.
Angel Ponce.
Luke Joseph Pedrigi.
Victor Popovich.
I can't. Lucas Dale Perry.
Bailey Dean Quinn.
Benjamin Chase Peterson.
Esther Cecilia Ramirez.
Emily Ann Plopsick.
Brooke Renee Reynolds.
Amanda Nicole Popovich.
Dayanara Rodriguez.
Gavin Joseph Procker.
Joshua Brian Rugdy.
Minahil Rahimullah.
Abigail Ruby Rossborough.
Kyle Patrick Rash.
Sarah Paige Rothenbaum.
Ezekiel Rivera.
Tommy Ruiz Martinez.
Charlie Rodriguez Valle.
Haley Joe Rutke.
Gabriel Rosales.
Aisha Sia Sawan.
Emelise Diamond Ross.
Jaden Aston Armani Sanavongsai.
Erin Michelle Rothenbaum.
Wyatt Andrew Sanderson.
Charles Francis Rutke IV.
Gavin Thomas Sarvis.
Damian Gerardo Salazar.
Michaela Savani Saisampan.
Lucas Daniel Saman.
Tyler Allen Schmidt.
Ethan Gabriel Sanderson.
Zachary Michael Schmidt.
Nathan Daniel Sorallo.
Zachary Thomas Schultz.
Aiden Alex Sayavang.
Cassidy Michelle Seibert.
Nathan Ryan Scarso.
Carson J. Seiler.
Kyle August Schmidt.
Molly Catherine Schaefer.
Mia Anna Maria Schnabel.
Kushi Sharma.
Tyler Timothy Schultz.
Hamad Mohammed Siddiqui.
Charlotte Rose Semick.
Hannah Elizabeth Seedsma.
Andrew John Seiler.
Alyssa Jean Smith.
Ragda Fawez Shaibi.
Isabella Emily Solomon.
Mason Wallace Shearer.
Jose Guadalupe Soto.
Manette Kaur Sidhu.
Dylan Joseph Stahl.
Emma Nicole Sieverding.
Caden Michael Schweitzer.
Abby Nicole Smith.
Liam Reese Tallman.
Benjamin Eric Solov.
Paramal Takar.
Nicholas Andrew Spurkowski.
Hillary Cruz Thabiz.
Rachel Marie Stoneman.
Elias Keach Thorne.
Faraz Syed.
Zachary Paul Tasello.
Sydney Rose Teza.
Vasil Vatzik.
Preet Thakur.
Noel Iris T. Vina.
Haley Paige Thomas.
Ramsey Michael Vornma.
Radko Samuel Tomko.
Madison Christine Warmus.
Alyssa Pamela Turfs.
Luke Lobo Welker.
Yasmin Valdivia.
Frederick William Whalen.
Lily Angelina Verhage.
Ian Weigel.
David John Boyles.
Alexander David Wright.
Treston Michael Wagner.
Karime Valadez.
Trinity Alexis Watt.
Emily Marie Wyzakovich.
Ethan David Welsh.
Katazerna Anna Zapart.
Sergio Angel Tapia.
Brianna Mia Uhamel.
Alexandria Tate Whitworth.
I'm sorry, they didn't let me do that. Maria Morales.
Avriana Traylyn Williams.
Carter Joseph Kotwicka.
Caitlin Michelle Roble.
Addison Nicole Nava.
Yannicka Tvetlin Yankova.
Riley Eileen Hahn.
Alec Edward Zachariah.
How about one big round of applause for Mrs. Housel and Mr. Davies, our name readers. In just a few moments, we will begin our formal recessional. Before we do, I would like to thank the Central community for joining us this evening to celebrate our graduating class of 2022. When graduates exit the arena, our ceremony will be complete, and we will invite you to exit the arena as you wait to meet your graduate. After receiving their final materials backstage, graduates will meet their families outside the arena. At this time, junior attendants, please take your positions. Ladies and I'm sorry, I forgot the most important part. At this time, I ask our graduates to please rise. Move your tassels to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present to you the Central High School graduating class of 2022. Central graduates, it is now time for your final departure. We wish you the best of luck and hope you will always look back on your experience in Central District 301 with the same fondness we all have for you. Congratulations.